Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm going to talk to you in this short video about some common kitchen equipment. Once again, these are just things that I have in my kitchen, some of which you may have, some of which maybe you won't have, but I at least want to tell you about them. I think when we talk about kitchen equipment, the most important thing we need to talk about are knives. This is an 8-inch chef's knife. I probably use this 90% of the time. Between the chef's knife and a little paring knife, these are really all the knives you need. People always ask me, well, what's the best knife to get? And there's no answer to that question. In the days before COVID, I would tell you to go to a store like Williams-Sonoma or a specialty food store and feel the knife. It's important that it feels good in your hand. Can't do that so much now, so you just have to do the best you can. But an 8-inch chef's knife is what you want. There are also specialty knives that I use occasionally, a cleaver, a bread knife, and this is a real specialty item because, believe it or not, this is a left-handed bread knife that I bought 1,000,000 years ago in France. I, to this day, don't understand why it's a left-handed bread knife, but it is. The other thing that's really important is to talk a minute about cutting boards. So there's probably 3 that we could talk about for a minute. Wood is the prettiest, the heaviest. People sometimes have problem with wood because of cleaning and sanitation. Before COVID, I was a big believer in the small germ theory, so that never really bothered me, but that's something to think about. The next one, and the one that's used in all professional kitchens, is acrylic. Acrylic, in a professional kitchen, they have multiple acrylic cutting boards. They are color-coded for specific things. Red for meat, blue for poultry. The advantage of this, easily cleansable. You can put it in a dishwasher at home, and it has a good feel to it as you cut. The last one, which I don't have and I don't recommend, is glass. A glass cutting board. Now, you might think, wow, that would be great because I can clean it easily, I can put it in the dishwasher, I can use high heat on it. Glass cutting boards have no feel. You need a tactile feeling as you're chopping and cutting things, and glass will not do it for you. So those are probably the most important things in the kitchen. There's a few other things I want to talk to you about and which we will use at some subsequent videos. This is a salad spinner for cleaning and drying greens. There are several on the market. This one happens to be one that you press the top on. There are some that have a little string. You pull the string. It's personal preference. One thing you should think about, however, is storage. They're a little bit bulky. This one has the ability to get rid of the top, but it's still pretty bulky, but a very handy item. Let's get this thing out of the way, because many of you may be wondering what this is. This is called a mandolin. It's as formidable as it looks. There's a blade here. And by a lever on the back, you can change the thickness. This is a great tool for cutting things like a large quantity of potatoes. If you're making a potato gratin, for example, and for a lot of people, this will do a great job. It's a really dangerous piece of equipment. This also is a mandolin. Now, it kind of looks like a toy, but it isn't. This is a ceramic blade, and I've had this for years, and it's really sharp still. It's a Japanese mandolin. Works for the home use. This probably works as well as the professional mandolin because you're not cutting things in quantity. The other basic things would be a box grater, handy sometimes. some measuring spoons, a good peeler. This is kind of important. We're going to use this quite a bit. A good vegetable peeler. Some measuring cups. The measuring cups, by the way, are for dry things. This is a measuring cup for liquid things. And there is a difference, and let me show you the difference. So this is 1 cup of liquid that's going to go in here. And if you're able to see the quantity, this is less, this shows up less than a cup. So liquid and dry are different. A lot of times it doesn't make that much of a difference, but you should at least know that. This is called a microplane. It's just a fancy name for a grater. They come in various consistencies, if you will. Not terribly important which ones. They all do a really good job. This little gizmo is called an immersion blender. It's in the kitchen, it's called a stick blender. It's great for soups. And the last thing, which I think everybody is familiar with, is a food processor. Honestly, I don't use a food processor a lot, but it's really handy for certain things. I've had this for a long time. It's obviously pretty big, and storage can be an issue with this. They make smaller ones, but it does things pretty efficiently and can really come in handy. So I think that about covers it for today for staples and some common kitchen equipment. Next time, we're actually going to start to do some work with the vegetables that you'll be receiving. So come on back.